Every country has its moment. It's time to shine.
When the universe conspires, planets align.
Scotland invites you, our stage is set.
For one brilliant year we'll never forget.
A homecoming to celebrate all that we are. Countless events, parties near and far.
We welcome the world to come and to share, so you too can say, yes, I was there.
Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the International Hockey Centre here in Glasgow. It's finals day in the FIH Women's Champions Challenge 1 and we have 3 matches left to bring you today. Let's take a look at what's coming up. So the day started bright and early, 9:30 GMT this morning with the 7th-8th playoff. That finished Scotland 4, India 3. A dramatic second half, 0-0 at half-time, and all 7 goals coming bunched together. Scotland taking the lead, then India equalising, going ahead 2-1, consolidating that lead at 3-1, and then all of a sudden the momentum swung back to Scotland and they triumphed in the end with 3 goals in 5 minutes to take a 4-3 lead. The match ahead of us today is Korea against Belgium. It's the 5th, 6th place playoff, and that'll be followed a little later this afternoon by the bronze medal match between South Africa and Spain, and then the final, Ireland against the United States. All that to look forward to, of course, but the teams lining up in front of us in the touchline. Their warm-up is finished, and it's time for me to introduce the commentary team for this match. Ex-British Olympian and Scotland Commonwealth player Rona Simpson, and joining her in the commentary box again is Neil Sturrock, Head of Sport at the University of Strathclyde here in Glasgow, and also a Grade 1 FIH coach. Good afternoon, both of you. How are you?
Good afternoon, Jack. Yes, calm down again after that very exciting opener, and looking forward to the second game on the women's programme.
It was indeed a very exciting opener. Let's take a look at the route to finals day for these 2 teams, Rona. 2 teams, you might say, who perhaps have underperformed.
Yeah, definitely. I think these 2 teams will certainly not have expected to be playing off for 5th and 6th, and they will be disappointed that they're in that situation. But I think obviously both in preparation phase for the up-and-coming World Cup in a few weeks' time. So who knows whether they're trying things out, what their real purpose and objective is from this tournament. They obviously will have their focus on the World Cup, but even with that in their minds, they'll be disappointed that they found themselves playing off for 5th and 6th.
Neil, we're struggling to compete with the venue PA a little, even though we're only sitting a matter of a yard away from each other. What have you seen of Belgium and Korea so far in this tournament, and who in particular are you looking forward to watching this afternoon?
Well, I think from the Belgian perspective, they've got a really young side, Jack, and they're sitting there with something like 8 teenagers in their squad just now, with an average age of about 23. But Stephanie de Groot, who plays at the back and is one of their key players, manages to distribute the ball with real power and real pace, and I think that's going to be critical. The Koreans are a slightly older side with about 8 of their players of 27 or 28 years old and an average age of 26. The Koreans are normally a fairly short passing, high tempo side. As Rona says, the fact that they're in the same group in the World Cup coming up, it's going to be interesting to see what the coaches do. Do they hold something back, because each one will be targeting the other one for points in the World Cup? So are they going to hold things back in terms of penalty corners and plays? Do they have some players at home that they haven't brought? Or is it about getting that psychological advantage here to take into the World Cup, saying we're one up?
Well, it'll be interesting to see both these teams as well, Rona, have no shortage of goals between them, as we saw from that route to final, and particularly Belgium and their performance against India, putting 5 away. Do you think we saw 4-3 in the 7th-8th playoff? Do you think we could be in for even more in this game?
Well, who knows? I think there have been certainly many upsets throughout the last week at this tournament, and I think, as you say, both of these teams very capable of scoring a lot of goals. It's going to be a very fascinating contest. Lots to play for. They will both want to, again, finish this tournament on a high. So, yeah, I hope we get such an exciting game. We love goals. The crowd love goals. Everyone watching at home loves goals. So, fingers crossed we'll see some more goal-mouth action.
Just Neil, coming back to you for a second, you mentioned Stephanie de Groof as one of the standout players for Belgium. I have to say I agree, I've been very impressed with her, but also Alex Gernier and Anouk Reis as well. Anouk Reis sits at the back in that sort of almost like a holding midfielder role, and really in a couple of the previous games has been the engine room of this Belgian team.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how they set up. The Koreans tend to play a very high-tempo, short passing game, whereas the Belgians tend to play with a back four and a holding central midfield player and attack from the other areas. And it'll just be interesting to watch the different methods of play and how that happens.
I'll just interrupt you there as we listen to the Korean national anthem. So the national anthem's complete and the players shake hands, readying themselves for the start of this game. Let's take a look at the squads, starting with Korea. So they're the Korean squad that's travelled here to Glasgow this week. Starting today, number 8, Hyo Ju-an, number 10, Mi-yoon Park, number 11, the captain, Jong-eun Kim, number 12, Dae Kim, number 13, Sul Cheon, number 15, Yoon Ji Cho, number 17, Ok Ju Kim, and number 19, Sun Soon Oh, number 20, Ki Ju Park, number 22, the goalkeeper, Su Ji Chang, number 23, Young Sil Ji, and the coach, Jin Soo Han. And for Belgium, starting today for Belgium, number 4, Alain Foba, number 5, Stephanie de Groof, number 6, Anouk Reis, number 8, Emma Pavret, number 9, Lieselotte van Lint, number 13 Alex Gernier, number 16 Louise Versabel, number 19 Barbara Nellen. In goal, number 21 Aileen Doga, and number 30 Stephanie van den Bora, and number 32 Manon Simons, and their coach Pascal Kina. So the players are ready for pushback. Belgium going from right to left in this first half. 5th-6th playoff, and the second of our 4 games today. Your commentary team for the match: Neil Sturrock and first Rona Simpson.
Belgium get us underway in, as you say, the second match of the women's programme this afternoon. It's going to be an intriguing contest, and the first few minutes of this match will be very interesting. Both teams obviously with a lot to play for. They will want to settle themselves into the game. Certainly none of the teams will want to concede early on, Neil, and any thoughts about these opening couple of minutes?
Well, it's interesting already. You can see the Belgians setting back, setting up a 4-3-3, same with the Koreans, although they've moved to back 3 at the moment, pressing the ball, trying to keep the Koreans down one sideline. Ball pace is good. Koreans with a lot of support close to allow them the quick interpassing that they're used to.
Yeah, it's certainly been a feature, having watched both of these teams over the course of the tournament. Their ability to move the ball with pace has certainly been fundamental in terms of their tactics, and I think probably a step up from a number of the other teams in this tournament, just their ball pace.
Yes, and I think that's why their ranking in the world is higher than some of the other teams. But their touch on the ball, their stick control, but the ball pace, as you say, is critical to moving the defence from the other team.
So Korea in possession at the moment, here in the very early stages, opening minutes of this match. Stephanie de Groot for Belgium there, tidying up at the back, and she has been an influential player for them and absolutely crucial to their success over the few last months. So they will look to her today to have a big game. She's also their main penalty corner striker, Neil. What do you think of some of her skills? I know you watched her in the warm-up.
Oh, the ball pace that she manages to use is absolutely first class, but they've given the ball away. Good fast attack now from the Belgians, if they can get something out of it, into the 25, into the circle. Good save.
And the ball is swept away from the Korean goal line. We have seen Belgium score a number of goals in this tournament. They were very close to another there. It was scrambled away off the goal line, but a warning for Korea in these early stages of this first half. So here come Belgium again. Take the free hit very quickly. They are inside the circle. It is floating around, but Korea survive yet again. Looking to break forward. It is a leg race. Van de Lint getting back there just to tidy up at the back for Belgium. But 3 minutes gone, and we see here on the replay there, it did, keeper made a good save. It was floating around, bobbling over the keeper, but the player on the line there doing exceptionally well to remain calm and composed and just clear her lines. So Park just taking her time, making sure she remained composed and kept Belgium out from that early opener. So an aerial ball there from Korea, just trying to change the angle of the play, and again that aerial ball has really been a feature in a number of the games now this tournament, Neil.
Yes, but it hasn't, because of the pace of it, it allows the Belgians to get across and put 4 people around the ball. When you're changing the point of attack, you have to understand whether the ball pace, how it's going to impact on the person receiving the ball.
So Belgium come forward once again. It was a lovely ball forward by Reyes. She has been instrumental in the Belgium side, but it breaks for Korea. playing out to the right. They have got space ahead. Kim just looking to try and link up, but she has a free hit. She gets there on the second attempt out to Park, and the Korean number 10, Neil, has been one of the certainly outstanding forwards in this tournament. Very busy little player. She showed some great skills when she took the ball round the keeper against Scotland the other day. So she is a real danger, and Belgium need to be aware of her.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things we're seeing from the early stages is that any missed passes or misconnections result in a very quick counter-attack from the other team. When the Koreans are getting the ball out on wide right, Park's making a lovely lead out from the centre forward position to pick up the ball in a high area to go one-on-one against the defender.
So Belgium now trying to work the ball deep out their own half through Rays. They knock it over the sideline, so here come Korea again. The game has started at a very high tempo. Both teams trying to take an early advantage in this game. Belgium already had one saved off the goal line. Korea survived that early scare. But, the tempo of the game is high, but a great steal. And that's the captain for Belgium, Charlotte van de Vos there, who took a little knock, and the umpire just stops the game. We can see she's a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm quite sure she will be fine to continue. She's back on her feet. The teams will need to wait for the umpire to restart the game. Belgium.
That was a typical example of the Koreans not moving the ball on, because the forward had actually pressed the left defender and then came across and pressed the right defender because the Koreans didn't move it on. So the ball pace, you've got to make sure that the ball moves on really quickly to take advantage of it. Getting a bit physical.
I was just about to say that, Neil. It looks a pretty physical contest out there. The umpires are going to have to keep their eye on every single play as this game develops. As we said earlier, Neil, possibly teams, the players individually trying to get a little bit of a psychological advantage. They both face each other in the up-and-coming World Cup. What do you think will be on the players' minds?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the coaches have asked them to do, whether winning this game gives them a psychological advantage for the World Cup, or whether there are certain things that they're not going to show because they're targeting the other team for 3 points when they do get to the World Cup. Belgians being a young side, maybe the psychological advantage would be more important to them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see Belgium attack down that right-hand side again, but it comes to nothing on this occasion, and Korea will just walk the ball up to the edge of the circle to start their build-out play from the back. They are moving the ball from side to side, but Belgium, characteristic of them in this tournament, putting on a heavy press round that ball carrier, and they do regain possession. This time it is Stephanie van der Berg who wins, and Sine now into the circle. The ball does go into the back of the net, but the umpire had already blown and signalled for the penalty corner, so possibly Korea let off the hook there, Neil. We can see it here on the replay.
Really good drive along the baseline. Sticks were caught, but the Belgian player managed to release herself and then play the ball past the left foot of the Korean. Poor first touch from the defender, but really good strength by the Belgian attacker to get in there, and the keeper to clear it. Umpire had blown obviously before.
So look at the sweep this time from the top of the circle used by Belgium, but a good block by the Korean runner allows Korea to break. They thump it up the other end of the pitch, quite happy to clear their line. So Belgium.
And the corner coming out, and what a fantastic #1 runner from the Koreans, well out into the shot and getting a block only a couple of metres away from the Belgian strike.
So scores remain: Korea 0, Belgium 0 in match 2 of the Women's Champions Challenge 1 here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. I'm quite sure this game will provide some interesting and entertaining hockey as the others have. It is certainly started at a flat-out tempo. Ball pace is high, players working very hard, and it is all the way back in the Korean defending quarter at the moment. I think the way the game started, Neil, it's going to be interesting. If last game of the tournament, players are bound to be feeling a little bit leg weary if they can maintain this throughout the 70 minutes.
Absolutely. The tempo is the one that you expect from the Koreans. I guess the Belgians, with a young side, they hopefully would be able to keep it going. But the Belgians are keeping the ball just now, working their opportunity, a little bit of patience, moving it around the back, but the Koreans are nipping at them all the time, and they are, just because of pressure on the ball, misplaced pass, and they get possession back.
Yep, it is going to be entertaining for the neutral spectator, I'm quite sure. And we would also love to hear your thoughts. If you are watching at home, please give us your comments. You can tweet us at FIH_hockey, #CC1. So please let us know your thoughts, not only on this game, but any of the previous games you have joined with us as Belgium attack. They're in the circle, they have a shot, but what we would call top the ball there, Neil. They'll be disappointed, Alex Grenier, disappointed with that chance there. Yeah,
I think initially she was looking to cross it, and then she saw that she actually had space to go into the circle, and when she was in the circle, then the pressure that I need to shoot. Unfortunate, but they're beginning to make some penetration into that area.
So here they come again. It's Anouk Craze featuring in the play yet again. This early stage, she looks for support, she receives it on the right hand side through Bob, but free hit awarded to Korea. So they will start to rebuild the ball out the back, but Belgium, Neil, putting on a heavy press in the corners. Yeah, trying to stop the ball coming across to the right hand side and forcing the Koreans to go to their left so that it comes across their front stick and they can press the wide left defender. Got out of it quite well, but there's still a number of Belgians round about the Korean defence. They want to switch it to this side to Cho, who's in a lot of space in the right wing defender position, who gets it now. Yeah, that has been a real feature of the Belgian tactics, to get numbers round the ball carrier very quickly, but that does require a huge amount of energy and effort, and it'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to maintain that throughout this 70 minutes. So the scores remain the same. Teams deadlocked at the moment. No goals to report. It is Korea 0, Belgium 0. But there has been chances, and I'm quite sure there will be certainly more goal-scoring opportunities before the end of this game.
It's quite interesting, although the Koreans are trying to get the ball to the wide right defender Cho, she hasn't actually achieved an awful lot of outcomes when she's got it. So it'll be interesting to see where they go when they do get it out there. A couple of times she's been caught in possession because she's been slow actually making a decision as to where the ball goes from there.
Yeah, so here it comes. It goes all the way back to the back line of the Belgian defence. They just have to be patient. They now have a bit of space through the midfield. But a turnover from Barbara Nellen there allows Korea to break, and it's Anne who's coming forward. She unfortunately can't capitalise on that, and Belgium take a quick free hit. Looking for support, Marcella looking for some help. She finds it in the form of Anouk Craze, and Belgium again just controlling the play out the back. Comfortable on the ball. Korea have it back. It's quite interesting when the teams are pushing hard to force mistakes, and then there is space when they get it out of that crowded area, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wonder whether when that Korean player overran the ball, whether a little bit of rain earlier on in the day has made the pitch a little bit slower when they're dribbling. You can see the water coming up when the players are, even just with their footwork and things just now, maybe making it quite difficult to carry the ball at the appropriate pace.
that may well have an impact, but it's Korea at the moment breaking forward hard and fast. Some great individual skills there from Sun So-ho to eliminate the Belgium defender, but they can't quite capitalise on it. Belgium survive again, but Korea, when they win it back, they're looking to break very, very hard against the Belgians.
Absolutely, and because of that, I don't think you'll see Belgium throwing too many players forward. I think they'll keep the back four and possibly a centre mid just to protect that if they can.
So Chow, Korea number 15, steps forward, uses the aerial ball to try and get in behind, and it falls kindly for them. However, the umpire has seen an infringement, so she is asking the players just to settle down. That's what that instruction means. And Belgium again, through De Graaf, will have an opportunity to build the play out the back. She certainly has been instrumental in the Belgian team over this tournament, and a real key player for them, and her ability to move the ball with pace and disguise can really cause front lines of opposition a lot of problems.
Yeah, and if you're trying to get the ball into the next line to actually penetrate and take players out of the game, then she's one of your key aspects, key players that's going to be able to do that. So the coaches down below us, I've watched the coaches as the tournament's progressed. The Korean coach was very quiet at the beginning of the tournament, how he's become a little bit more vocal as the tournament's gone on. Possibly the pressure of where the team are sitting at the moment? Yeah, I think so. Obviously they're a high-ranked national team.
And here they come with a great chance as we speak, and Koreans think they should have a penalty corner, but umpire has blown for a hit out, so Belgium just settling it down there.
Great break by the Koreans. First shot, keeper makes a really good save from the push flick, and comes back to Korean again. And another good save, but the umpire blows up for an infringement from the Koreans.
So chances at both ends in match 2 of the women's programme here at the International Hockey Centre at Glasgow Green. It still, however, remains at deadlock. Korea 0, Belgium 0, as we approach the midpoint of this first half. So we see there some nice individual skills. Stephanie van der Merwe, one of the young Belgian players, just opening the game up. And Korea now just sitting off slightly more, Neil, allowing the Belgian players just to play the ball round the back.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic ball coming through with pace, but the Koreans are marking very tightly man-to-man on any of the Belgian players making the lead. Make a good interception and get the ball high into the Belgian 23.
So here come Korea as we speak, through Kim on the left-hand side, but again, that final pass, they just cannot quite connect, and it is end-to-end stuff at the moment. Korea trying to capitalise, trying to get early advantage in this game, but Belgium working hard to nullify any of the Korean attacks. Free hit, however, awarded to Korea, and it will be Lee, Young-sil Lee, who has again been a key player for Korea. She will get the game underway for us. So all the way back, round the back for Korea. Belgium players now scrambling, working hard to close it down. Out it comes wide to the right to Chow. Back in to Young-sil Lee. She is one of the Korean playmakers through the midfield. Korea do have a free hit. Umpire needs and wants it to be taken in exactly the correct place, and it's pretty crucial, those free hits in and around the 23. Neil, can you explain why to us?
Well, to try and get the ball into an area of attacking preference for the coaches. They'll have set plays and things as to try and get the ball into the area. The dangerous thing is the Belgian captain, De Vroos there, gets a deflection, and you just don't know where that's going to go, whether it's going to go to your team or not. And sometimes the deflection is more dangerous to you than just letting the ball go in where your defenders can see it. Absolutely, and that is one of the difficulties with both teams really being able to move the ball at pace. These deflections can very, very quickly change the angle of the ball, and it is something that both teams will need to be wary of. But Belgium regain possession. We are approaching the final 15 minutes of this half. Both teams currently deadlocked at 0-0. We can hear the instructions being issued from the touchline, and quite sure if it remains like this, both coaches will be fairly vocal by the end of this match, Neil. Yeah, I think a wee bit worrying there from the Belgians, because the defender at the back didn't have the passes that she knew she was being asked to look for. So whether the discipline is just going a little bit. Some good work from Cho earlier, where she took on good individual skills but didn't get an outcome. A really good aerial from her there as well, just got a huge amount of distance on it, 50 yards or so, and that allowed the ball to get in behind the Belgium defence. But Belgium have defended it well. It's Sinia, the number 14, who tries to counter-attack, but she's closed down by Chow, and Korea with young Sil Lee back in possession. And they quite happy to play the ball back, and now out to the opposite side, trying to find a little bit of space to create that all-important opportunity. All the Belgian players in their own half. They are working extremely hard to try and get some pressure on the ball carrier. Sania there just closing the Korean down, but it is very tight in these pockets. Very difficult to create anything when there's so many players around the ball, Neil. Yes, and I think out of 3 or 4 passes there, the Koreans pushed about 3 of them, and it means that the defender manages to get really close to the attacker, and we're not creating an awful lot of space. I think the ball pace needs to be better. So the Korean coach not happy with that decision. The aerial ball had gone up, they had defended it. Chow looked to take it early, but the umpire just said, can we take that back? So slowed the game down for them, but as they come forward again, great ball into the circle, and here is a chance, but once again the umpire blows, I think, for possibly just a little bit too much physical contact there, Neil. Yeah, it was a great lead, picks the ball up, marked by the Belgian defender, but I think it's just a lead into and putting the foot into the Belgian defender, the umpire decided that was too much. So 0-0 it stands at the moment. Both teams working extremely hard to try and break that deadlock, and it's Korea that come again through Chow. She's got space on the right hand side, a great ball forward to their captain, who looks to play the ball across. It's still there, it is right on the Belgian baseline, but they manage to clear their lines and scramble it away. But it is pretty much unrelentless pressure from Korea at the moment, Neil. It is, and a big difference between women's hockey and men's hockey in there, Rona, that the men just would take the penalty corner. They would deliberately take the foul to get the shot from the top circle, and it doesn't seem to be an aspect in the women's game. Yeah, I think, as you say, just the physical strength that the men have compared to the women makes the penalty corners a bit more of a threat. But we see the Korean coach there a second or two ago on the screen. He's quite anxious. He is urging his players to keep working hard, keep the intensity in this game, and he knows his players are enjoying a reasonable spell of pressure here, and how important it is to capitalise on this pressure. Absolutely. I mean, he'll be very disappointed with the results so far, because of the 8th ranked in the world team, then they've just not been anywhere close to it. Great attack here by the Belgians, well out by the goalkeeper, but the Belgians still have it.
So it's interesting, both umpires waving play on. The goalkeeper there for Korea, Lee, coming out, smothering the first shot and then following up with a second rebound. You can see
absolutely
it here
great
now.
first touch by the Belgian. Went through, good first save, and good save by the keeper. This is where the Belgians were concerned, because the Belgian player had this ball on her stick and felt that the goalkeeper actually played the stick as they came through. But it's something which I think in the UK we're far more looking for the stick obstruction, the stick hit as a foul. It's not as prominent in other parts of the world.
So Korea survive that Belgium attack. We are close approaching the final 10 minutes of this half. The teams are deadlocked at the moment. It is 0-0, Korea 0, Belgium 0. But here is an opportunity, and a let off the hook there for the Koreans. A loose pass picked up by the Belgian forward, but had been an infringement, and Korea survive again. You see it on the replay here.
Absolutely, and again we were talking about stick taps and things. A lot of vocal support, and I think what the players are looking for consistency in terms of the stick taps and what happens. The one from the goalkeeper didn't look dissimilar to what happened with the defender. So a lot of people not quite sure what's legal and what's not legal at the moment.
So we are into the final 10 minutes of this second game in the women's programme of the Women's Champions Challenge 1 from the International Hockey Centre here in Glasgow. So both teams really pushing hard. It would be a huge psychological advantage, a huge lift to the players, Neil, if one team can break that deadlock and possibly go in at half-time a goal to their advantage.
Absolutely. I mentioned earlier on about the water on the pitch. The tempo of the game, I don't think is quite as high as Scotland and India, and I don't know whether the additional water is just making it a bit more difficult in terms of the players from both carrying it and some of the lower intensity push passes which would have been working maybe earlier on.
Yeah, so we will see if that will impact them. A great ball there, all the way across the pitch to Barbara Nellen, number 19 for Belgium. She has played a big part in their tournament, but it has to go all the way back. But Belgium really searching for that one pass that will open up the Korean defence, but Korea survive that attack. Chow now trying to break down the right hand side, stepping up the pressure. Park for Korea, she has been busy, little forward. Umpire again blowing for just turning her stick over, what we call shielding the ball, but Korean coaches getting a little bit frustrated down there on the touchline.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for the umpires to call when the fencing or the shielding of the stick. And I think what they look for is the movement of the stick away from the ball to almost make contact with the defender's stick, and I believe that's what the umpire thought they saw.
So things are heating up here. We can see a quiet word with the Korean coach from one of the technical delegates, just to keep things under control on the sideline. We know how frustrating and how tense it can get down there, and we see him on the screen now. He will be anxious that his players can break the deadlock here.
Interesting save there, Rona, from the Belgian keeper from a ball that was hit from well outside the circle. Wonder whether that's a legacy from when we had the own goal rule in for a while. The goalkeepers, when they used to have just left that and let it go over and take the 16, now they're automatically clearing it because of the opportunity for own goals.
Yeah, almost as you say, habit, and it's a difficult habit to break. Maybe she was just unsure and thought better make 100% sure, so a mistake there, but Belgium survive. Van de Boer, the number 30, tidying up in the midfield, as does the captain Charlotte DeVos settling things down, but there is a lot of tension out there on the pitch at the moment. Two teams trying to stamp their authority on this game, and at the moment, however, deadlocked at 0-0.
That's the second time that the Belgians have been caught trying to take a low percentage option to get the ball out the back four, and so probably reflective of the pressure that the Korean forwards and midfield have on the passing patterns that the Belgian coach was looking to get the ball out from.
So here come Korea again, looking for that long ball forward, but this time it is cut out by the Belgian defender, who now is taking the ball just for a little run, wins the free hit and is quite happy to regroup, restructure, settle into position, and back it goes all the way to the back. But they now have found a bit of space on the left hand side, trying to capitalise on that, and not on this occasion, but the substitutes role. Both coaches trying to maintain the level of intensity in this game, and that will require the players to substitute on and off the pitch, get the required rest they need so that they're fresh when they come back on. A great example there of that ball pace. One side of the pitch to the other, but it breaks. Belgium have an opportunity here, and it sneaks past the post. Number 27, Jill Boone for Belgium there, just turning and having the shot. We can see here in the replay.
Absolutely, turns well, the ball deflects off the defender at top circle, hits off the right foot, difficult skill, takes a deflection off the Korean defender and bobbles the ball so it goes past both the goalkeeper and DeVos at the back post. But as you say, that was built up by the pace of the ball coming out of the back, and actually the Belgians knowing where they wanted the ball to go when it got into midfield.
So as we speak, however, the ball is up the other end of the pitch. It is Belgium that are now having to defend deep in their own half. It has been end-to-end stuff in this second game, and Korea, Kim picking the ball up on the left-hand side, trying to flick the ball into the circle. It is blocked, but Korea have the free hit. 4 minutes remaining in this game. This would certainly be a great time to break that deadlock. Here come Korea again, but umpire blows for a free hit, and Belgium will settle themselves down at the back again.
5 players getting changed just now, Rona, so it's almost a full midfield and forward line. Try and get in the top team for the last 3 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. It's quite interesting with the subs. It's almost like a bus queue at times down there, players waiting to come on, and that may be a telling feature in the latter stages of this game, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. Still a bit of physicality in some of the tackles, but when we've got two teams that are marking really tightly man-to-man, that's going to happen.
Absolutely, and would expect that is a feature of the modern game. It is a physical game. A mistake there by Van Lint allows Kim in, and she's tacking down the right-hand side across the baseline, smashes the ball at the goal, and possibly not the best option she could have picked on that occasion, Neil.
Yeah, again, I think as she goes to the right, takes the defender, you'd be wanting her to cut the defender off there. And if you were the coach at that point when she gets to baseline, I'd be looking for a penalty corner.
Absolutely, she did also have her captain, Jung Yoo Kim, on the far post if she could have managed to slip it to her, but however, Korea attack again. We are just over 2 minutes remaining in this game. The teams are deadlocked at the moment. Korea 0, Belgium 0. We are into the final 2 minutes of this first half. Umpire decides that that is an infringement by the Korean forward, so Belgium will then settle the game down, start to bring the ball out the back, and looking at their options, but yeah, Korea really putting on a heavy press now, Neil.
Yes, and the Belgians are really finding it difficult to get the ball out the back. The last attack was achieved because the Korean centre forward cut out the ball to go back around the back in safety and left the Belgians with nothing to do. But now the Belgians up attacking in the Korean 23.
Yep, and they still have possession. They have a free hit outside the circle. They take it quickly. Korea half asleep. It goes all the way across, and the goalkeeper and Chow have to clear their lines. But Korea very fortunate that Belgium couldn't capitalise on this.
Absolutely, very quick, and this is where in the last couple of minutes of the game your players have to be really sharp and keep concentrating. Good stop by the goalkeeper and great assistance by the defender to make sure they're there to help out.
Absolutely, and that was crucial because there was a Belgian player lurking on the back post if that hadn't been picked up cleanly. But we are approaching the final 30 seconds. Belgium are on the attack. What an opportunity and time. In it goes. It is lifted too high on that occasion. It is deemed dangerous by the umpire. So with 20 seconds remaining on the clock, Korea, I'm quite sure, will be quite happy just to run the clock down to half-time, get into the changing room, regroup, get their thoughts together for the second half. So there goes the half-time hooter. The team's deadlocked after an exciting, high-tempo first half, but it is Korea 0, Belgium 0 at half-time in match 2 of the women's programme this morning. So, interesting half, Neil, but no goals to show for it at the moment.
No, but a lot of tired players coming off, Rona. If you look at the players as they come to the benches, there's not an awful lot of energy in their legs. One of the Korean players going to the umpires just to get some clarification of the shielding foul that was given against them, but being taken in good part by the umpires, and that's the kind of thing that we want to see.
Absolutely, there's no harm in just clarifying what the umpires are expecting, and as I say, it's going to be interesting going into the second half what both coaches will be saying to the players at half time. Will things change for the second half? We can see the half time scoreline: Korea 0, Belgium 0, and we'll be back in a few minutes to join you for the second half.
Or indeed go and visit the retail village where you can get your tour.
The buzz is just unbelievable just now. It's back in my hometown in Trin, everybody's talking about it, and just hopefully I can be part of that Scotland team, and if I am, it will be a memory I'll never forget.
Since joining Scottish Gymnastics, to compete at the Commonwealth Games, it's going to be my first Commonwealth Games, and no better place to do it than in our home country.
Commonwealth Games are really the only time you get to represent like Scotland on its own, and yeah, it's really special. It's like your own little family really when you're on the team. Go Scotland!
Do you know what? I don't think there'll be anything to beat it. You know, I competed at the London Olympics and that was really special, but Glasgow I think will just be something else. Go Scotland!
It's very important to have the backing of the community, your country and that. I'd like folk to get behind you and enjoy what you're doing and appreciate what you're doing. That's what I hard work's for. Go Team Scotland!
I think it's really important that people back Team Scotland. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for everyone to come together and support the team.
There's obviously going to be a great buzz around the city, and we're really looking forward to having the spectators come out and see netball. Netball's not one of the most profile sports that we've got here, so we're really looking forward to seeing how we can really engage with the spectators and show what netball's all about. Go Scotland!
Oh, the support will be huge. If everyone turns up, it's going to be a great atmosphere. There's nothing better than playing on a badminton court with the whole crowd sweltering behind you. It's a really great feeling, and I really hope to experience it.
Being from Glasgow myself, nothing more that you want to do in your career. Homegrown, in your city, all your friends, family can all come and watch. There's nothing really more you want. Go Scotland!
being in judo, it's an individual sport, but when you're in that fight and if you're down the score, if you just need that extra lift. With Glasgow 2014 coming up and the massive Scottish team that we're going to have in Glasgow, it feels like a family. Go Scotland!
It's a huge honour and it's a pinnacle of anyone's career. I was fortunate enough to play back in Melbourne a few years ago now, where the whole experience was incredible. I'm sure that Glasgow can look to emulate that.
The atmosphere in Delhi was great, even when we're halfway across the world. So to imagine what it's going to be like in Glasgow when we're in front of a home crowd, it's going to be twice as good. Go Scotland!
This will be my first games and it'll be a home game, so for me it's, as much as it's a cliche, it will be a dream come true, and just to have that support and to have my family and friends support me at home games, it means everything to me. Go Scotland!
The best of Scotland is right on your doorstep this year. Hundreds of events are taking place across Scotland to celebrate Homecoming 2014. So you won't have to travel far to find them. Homecoming 2014, a year of brilliant moments right on your doorstep.
Welcome back to the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow, where the half-time score is Korea 0, Belgium 0. Slightly disappointing half of hockey, very few chances, but what few chances we'll have we'll look over in a second with Rona and with Neil. Just a reminder there at half-time that it's a very big year for Scotland. Not just with a referendum coming up on independence, but of course also the Glasgow 2014 Commonwealth Games. And a reminder there of what all of the athletes here in Scotland are competing for over the next couple of months. And Scotland's women here at the hockey trying to prove themselves to their coach and the selection panel for inclusion in the Scottish team come July and the Commonwealth Games. And 2014 is of course also homecoming year, and if you're watching us in Korea or Belgium or anywhere else abroad, then you got a taste there of some of the many reasons that you should consider coming to Scotland for your holidays this year. It really is a splendid place when the sun shines, Rona, isn't it?
It absolutely is, Jack, and as you say, it is going to be an extremely busy summer, particularly on the sporting front. I'm certainly looking forward to the Commonwealth Games, and then obviously after that there's the excitement of the Ryder Cup. So Scotland has a huge amount to offer, and for any visitor, not only on a sporting front, there are many fantastic sites to go and visit. So hopefully the weather will be kind to us in the summer. It's certainly not as cold here today as it's been over the last week, I'm glad to say. That's certainly true. We have had some cold days here at Glasgow Green. Thanks, Rona. Yes, Homecoming Scotland, and which is run by Visit Scotland, is of course being shown to you as an example of the support of our event partners here. And it's a good time to remind you that Scottish Hockey has brought this coverage to you with the help of those partners: Glasgow Life, Event Scotland, NCS, Ginger Grouse, Hero and the Government of Argentina. And grateful to their support. As always, we've said it many times, but it doesn't make it any less important to say it again. Grateful for their support in helping make this coverage possible. So we've also been asking you throughout the week to tweet us to let us know what you think of the coverage, and you've been doing that. Inevitably, of course, this weekend and specifically today, the focus is on Irish hockey, because the men are currently in Malaysia, the Men's Champions Challenge 1, competing with Malaysia in the bronze medal match. They were 2-1 down at half-time. We'll bring you that full-time score when we can. And of course the Irish women are in the final of the women's
Champions Challenge here in Glasgow, and that's coming up later on this afternoon at 5:45 UK time, 4:45 GMT. Plenty of support on Twitter for the Irish women. Jean McDonald's tweeted to say best of luck to #GreenArmy in the final today. Would finish off an amazing week nicely. It certainly would be an amazing finish to an amazing week for an Irish team that's shown tremendous spirit over the course of this tournament. Support as well for South Africa and their bronze medal match against Spain. Susanna Townsend has tweeted, say, have a fantastic game to Dirkie Chamberlain. We'll be cheering you nice and loud. It's good to see support from all over the world for all of the teams here. Just before the second half, there's about a minute left, and about a minute of highlights is really all we have from that first half, Rona. A game, a few chances, as we said. Probably South Africa were the best of the early ones, and then Korea really coming back into it in the as the half progressed.
Yeah, certainly. We see there the first replay, the first attack, saving off the line for Belgium. We see that it just falls in behind the keeper here, and a certainly good, calm, composed clear off the line there by Park, which kept Korea in it. Penalty corner for Belgium now. Neil, do you want to talk me through this?
Yeah, the number one runner from Korea got really, really high. I guess if the Belgians get another one, then they should be transferring it, because there's a huge space across to the left here, although they don't have anybody in at that time. They were looking for rebounds, but I think they'd be looking to hold somebody back at the next one and just transfer it left. This one, the Koreans making a break, really good getting into the circle. Good double save from the young Belgian keeper. Goes down, makes the first save. I think, although she makes the second save, foul given against number 11 from Korea, Kim, because she impeded the goalie. And then this one where, in really tight angle, trying to play it above the goalkeeper's head, but probably should have done something better. We get it here, goes outside now. You would want your forward to cut the defender out and come towards the goal there, but because she doesn't, she ends up shooting from a really poor angle.
On the final one on the first half, we just see the replay. Korea clear their lines again, but we have the second half underway now, and it's going to be an intriguing 35 minutes. It will have been interesting to see what the coaches have said to the players, and first couple of minutes, Neil, to see if there's any tactical changes.
Well, if you look at the Koreans already, they're turning around and pointing to each other, so they're making sure that they've got the job done. 4 of them in a line against the back 4 of the Belgians. What we'll be interested to find out is whether the Belgians have sorted out the release passes from their back line. They're sitting with sometimes 3 and 2 in midfield, but the Koreans trying to stop the ball coming into the middle.
So, a minute into this second half. It is Belgium who look to come forward. They do have a free hit outside the 23. And it's an interesting area of the pitch there, Neil, because if the ball's just outside the 23, it can go directly into circle. However, if it is just over the 23, it cannot go directly into the circle.
That's right, it needs to be moved at least 5 metres. What surprised me a little bit is that there don't seem to be an awful lot of set plays in that area, and the ball's just almost put back for recycling. I'm surprised that some of the coaches don't have set moves that allow their players to get an advantage over the defending team at that point.
Absolutely. So Korea break out. They have one high forward who couldn't quite connect, but it is going to keeper. The Belgian keeper comes out, clears it in front of the diving Korean. I think it's the captain, number 11, who was sprinting and went full width dive. Kim there to try and get a touch before the ball reached the goal. So interesting moment, but Belgium break back through Sinia. She wins a free hit, and I think we're going to see the first card of the game. Yep, there it is. The Korean number 23. She's going to have to take 2-minute rest, Young Sil Lee, and she is a big player for Korea, so Belgium now have a numerical advantage for 2 minutes, and a great opportunity now them to 5 minutes. Sorry, it's a yellow card, so that can be and will be certainly could have a huge impact on the game, Neil.
Yeah, and we were disappointed that the Belgians played the ball directly in the circle. This is a great save. Goalkeeper waiting to see if it goes over. When it doesn't, actually plays it directly into the Korean, and then the Belgians attack from there. But the Belgians need to make sure that if they can, they take advantage of this, but they need to work the Koreans so that later on in the game, physically, they're going to be tired. And I think you'll find that the Koreans will substitute a lot more quickly because their front line are going to have to do the work of 3 players between the 2 of them.
Absolutely. So Belgium pushing hard now in these opening minutes of the second half to try and capitalise on that advantage. Here they come, taking the free hit quickly, but running into a number of Korean players.
And again, the player overrunning the ball, feet going faster than the pace.
So, can Belgium make something of their numerical advantage? They're just playing the ball round the back. Korea now just sitting off, allowing Belgium the space at the back. And a cheap turnover there allows Korea to break out, but again, a loose pass in the midfield. It's back with Belgium and Sinia. Again, a number of turnovers, Neil.
It's a bit what you and I as coaches call ping pong, Rona. It's going up, given away very, very easily at the other end. As a coach, you'd be wanting your team to just get control in the other 23 and get an outcome.
You certainly would, and Belgium try, and here they come again into the Korean circle. The umpire signals play on, advantage, but no advantage gained, so she blows for the penalty corner. And now a great opportunity for Belgium to take a lead in this game. It'll be interesting to see how they set up. They're getting instructions from the coach on the sideline. They'll have analysed the Korean defence, and great opportunity now for them to break the deadlock, Neil.
Absolutely, and looking at some of the Korean players going back to the halfway line, Rona, they're looking really tired. So this 5 minutes is going to take the toll of them. And they're going to have to work hard.
So what can Belgium produce at this set piece? It is the sweep off the top. The same option as they used in the first half, but a comfortable and fairly routine save for the goalkeeper there, Neil. Didn't really make probably the most of that opportunity.
As a coach, I'd be really disappointed because with the Koreans having shown their defence in the first corner in the first half, whilst you've got a very good striker at the top circle, an option transfer to the left would have given them a far greater advantage than happened there. We'll see if they get another one, whether the coach called it. He obviously saw something that we didn't, but the goalkeeper from Korea logged, the rebound came out, but the 3 players that the Belgians had in supporting weren't able to take advantage.
But here come Belgium again, breaking into the Korean circle. It's cleared away just to the sidelines, so Belgium attack once again. Ray's trying to create that opportunity. It's gone out to the left-hand side. It's a 2v1 situation. Just as you say, Neil, overrunning the ball again on that occasion. So Korea now have a chance, settle things down at the back. And they'll just be trying to run the clock down a little bit to get back to full strength.
Absolutely, but there's a psychological thing about it sometimes that you work so hard to try and keep things parity while you're a player down that sometimes you relax when the player comes back on. And it's amazing how many goals are scored when the team that's had a player off come back to 11 aside.
So Belgium have a free hit. The umpire is there, we can see, making sure it is taken in exactly the right place. Anouk Ray's possibly trying to just sneak it outside the 23, looking to then have the ability to put it straight in. But it does into the Korean circle. Quite clearly finds a foot. You can see that by the player's reaction. And Belgium have another penalty corner. We can see it on the replay here.
Yeah,
Neil.
and the ball just hit directly into the circle. Not a built-up move, just an error on behalf of the defender. Got there, but deflected the ball onto their own foot. So again, not something that the Belgians have created of their own making. So we'll see what happens now. The Koreans are running an arrowhead with a really high first runner. For the Belgians to take advantage of it, you would be expecting a switch.
No, they go off the top again. Certainly looking, I think, to play the injector back in there, but ball falls behind her. And as we speak, Korea now an opportunity to break, but some good quality closing down there by Van Lint.
And here's the corner from behind it as they come out, trying to play the, as you say, the injector coming in. Ball not really where she wanted it, a little bit in behind her. But here they are again on the attack.
Here come Belgium with a great opportunity. Umpire signals that the Belgian player backs into the goalkeeper. So players take it early. The Koreans struggling to get reorganised and get out the back. Taking a little bit of a rest, but the game was carrying on, so they have to quickly readjust. They have got a bit of space now with Chow over on the wide right. She thumps the ball forward, and that was a great ball forward, Neil, and they'll be disappointed there. Chow just couldn't pick it up, and a missed opportunity.
Absolutely, she had a one-on-one there. It was a great vision by the defender to actually release the ball with a lot of pace and get it through there. And while there's still a player down, that's likely what the Koreans are going to be looking for. Umpire down this end having a bit of a challenge there because a little altercation between the Korean goalkeeper and one of the Belgian forwards, but the game going on at the same time.
Yep, she's having to keep her wits about her. It is fast and furious here at Glasgow Green in this second match of the women's programme today. We are just few seconds away into the first 10 minutes of this second half. There have been chances at both ends, but the teams are deadlocked at the moment. Korea 0, Belgium 0, but it really is opening up, Neil.
It is. The Belgians are going from one side and into the middle, but they're not actually switching all the way across the other side where they've got a real overload if they could get it over there. The Koreans, obviously, because they're a player down, keeping it tight and playing the ball close between each other, and then when they get the opportunity, looking for that long ball to the high forward.
Yeah, that time must be almost up for Korea, so they will be delighted to see and get back to full strength, but they do have a few more seconds to see that out, and Belgium are pressing hard to try and capitalise on that opportunity. It is thumped forward again from the back, trying to connect with that one high forward, but on this occasion the ball over the baseline, so Belgium start the attack again. Korea just sitting back, defending the middle area of the pitch, but a great ball through there all the way to the Korean circle, but a foul from the Belgian forward. Sinia allows Korea again just to settle themselves at the back and start to work the ball out. We can hear, Neil, both coaches below us getting a little bit more vocal as the time ticks away. They'll be getting more and more anxious as this game goes on.
Yeah, I think they're frustrated at the turnovers that both teams are giving really easily. The Belgians there, yes, nice ball down the middle, but they've got two players over on the other side of the park that are absolutely unmarked that they could take advantage of and get some easier connections and move the ball forward without risk.
So we see substitutions being made by both coaches, trying to keep the tempo of the game, trying to keep as many fresh legs, or fresher legs I should say, on the pitch. It is game 6 of this women's tournament. There are a few tired legs out there, and the umpire just asking the ball to come back to where the infringement was, and Korea start to rebuild another attack. They do have space wide on the left. Disguise pass breaks kindly formed, but a fantastic full reach diving tackle by De Groff there in the Belgium defence clears that danger. that was a crucial interception, Neil.
Absolutely. The Koreans managing to get up into the Belgian 23 for the first time for a while, and the ball wasn't the circle. That's good release ball from the Belgians now, but they want to transfer from one side to the other, use the transition so that they can go outside the zone that the Koreans are setting up in the middle of the park just now.
Yep, and Korea now back to full strength. Their number 23, Young Sil Lee, rejoins the play, so that'll be interesting to see whether there are any tactical changes as a result of that. But Korea have weathered that 5-minute period. They have kept themselves in the game. At the moment, it is Korea 0, Belgium 0, with 22 minutes remaining in this second half. So Belgium trying just to deflect the ball forward up the touchline. And here they come again, looking to attack. Barbara Nell in there, a great ball across, and surely, yes, eventually Belgium get the ball in the back of the net. It was scrambling around there for a few seconds, but Belgium have broken the deadlock. It was a little bit untidy in front of the goal, and we'll see it here again, Neil, just on the replay. Belgium 1, Korea 0.
Yeah, great drive and release across, but you would have hoped that that would go to one of your own players rather than, you know, having to go on a defender's mistake. The ball rebounds to the other side of the goal, and there's a forward there ready just to knock it over the goal line. Some great attacking moves, but as a coach, you'd like it to be a wee bit tidier. The ball would be passed on to another forward's front stick and just take the shot from there. But you can see the Koreans are tiring now. They've had to work very, very hard, and the Belgians putting them under pressure at the back.
It's certainly hard, and sorry to interrupt you, but Belgium breaking forward. We saw in the last game, absolutely crucial when you concede a goal. The next couple of minutes, you know, if you concede again, you're in real trouble. But you can also, important to get an opportunity to get back into the game. And Korea there just need to be aware of that. They almost conceded a second goal there. Absolutely, and in the same way, Belgium have to be careful that they don't just let the Koreans straight back into it. And when they go forward under the right conditions. So a bit of argy-bargy there. The umpire signals another yellow card for the Korean number 20. Kaijung Park is now going to have to take 5 minutes rest. This is turning out to be quite an interesting encounter. This is the second time Korea has gone down to 10 players. Belgium couldn't make any inroads in the first period of that. They have taken the lead, and this is a great opportunity now for them to really stamp their authority on this game, Neil. Yeah, absolutely. But we said, Rona, earlier on that sometimes, although you don't take advantage when they're actually down a player, that when the teams come back to parity, because of the increased workload that's on the 10 players while they've got a player off, then actually the relaxation of that team when they come back to 11 allows you to get inside. If I was the Belgian coach, I'd be looking for my team to actually make the Koreans work for the next 5 minutes. Here come Korea, however, a mistake. The Belgian defence has allowed Korea an opportunity. However, they cannot capitalise on that. Park just deflecting the ball over the baseline. We can see it here again on the replay. Yeah, just a tiredness in the Belgian defence. Great read by the Korean forward, gets in again, gets the ball past the defender, and we've got a forward just in front of the goalkeeper, but the deflection takes it just past. So Belgium have broken the deadlock here at the International Hockey Centre in Glasgow. It is Belgium 1, Korea 0 as it currently stands, but I'm quite sure we're going to see a lot more action. And here come Belgium again into the circle, and a fantastic shot hit the post. It looked as if it had gone in. Neil, it's going to be interesting to see the replay on that. It was certainly difficult to tell as it happened so quickly, but Korea survive somehow. Absolutely, and the Belgians really doing well pressing the Korean defence to get that opportunity. But here come Korea at the other end. The keeper comes sliding out. We can't quite keep up with all the action here at Glasgow Green. A penalty stroke has been awarded to Korea. The keeper taking the player out, but we now can see the replay.
Great skills, manages to keep her balance and goes past the last defender. And as the goalkeeper goes through, the ball goes underneath her stick, and the goalkeeper takes the forward down. Back to what we said before, you're 1-0 up. Why do you have to go chasing a second goal when you're one player up? And now here's Korea, a player down. And this was the shot, fantastic shot. Hits inside of the post. If it's inside of the post, is that the goal?
Unbelievable. It ricocheted off both posts, I think, there, Neil. Hard to believe it didn't go in the back of the net, but that is how quickly the game of hockey can turn as Park steps up to take the penalty stroke for Korea. This could be a match turning point. Can she level the scores for Korea? She certainly can. The umpire signals for the goal. It is Korea 1, Belgium 1. And Belgium will be disappointed, conceded the penalty stroke. But as we see in the replay, she knows exactly what she wants to do. Just steps forward to the ball. A hard, low drive into that bottom corner. And a really difficult save there for the keeper.
Yeah, nice backboard height. The goalkeeper's left, always difficult to save there. But I just feel that the Belgians have put themselves in this position by continuing to try and press rather than at 1-0 up. You could work the Koreans for a little bit of time. Now their tails are up. There's still only 10 players, but we're back to parity.
We certainly are, and it has been a feature of this morning and this afternoon's play. Obviously all the action at the moment happening in the second half of these games, so I'm quite sure with 17 minutes remaining we're going to see a lot more action. These two teams really battling hard to try and take the advantage. The noise level on the touchline from both coaches is getting higher and higher and higher, Neil.
Absolutely, the Korean bench trying to get their players, keep them motivated while they're a player down. Now that they've seen that they can do something, trying to get down the other end again.
And here come Korea. They are really working hard to keep this tempo alive. A poor pick-up there in the Belgium forward line. Just allows Korea to regain possession. But it is end-to-end. Here comes Nellen for Belgium. She can't keep possession either. Kim knocks it over the sideline. So there is a number of turnovers, but a great turn by the Korean captain. And I think there's going to be trouble here now for Belgium. Too much physical contact. The yellow card comes out of the umpire's pocket, and Stephanie van der Burr now is going to also take a 5-minute rest. So it is turning out to be a very intriguing contest indeed between these two teams, and who knows, Neil, at this stage what's going to happen.
Absolutely, but unfortunate. All that happened was the Belgian player wasn't quite in the right position to make the tackle. She was coming back, she needed to take another step before she put it in. Because she didn't, she made contact with the Korean and from a position behind her.
Certainly at the moment, just watching the game unfold, Korea really pushing. They have a spring in their step, and as a result of that card, all of a sudden we can see 4 substitutions for Belgium. Coach trying to ring the changes, trying to get the fresh legs or fresher legs back on the pitch to see if they can weather this period, Neil.
Yeah, and some good play from the Belgian back four there just now, because they're just keeping hold of the ball while the substitutions are done so that there's no risk of, but then just forcing the ball forward. Doesn't seem to be key patterns to get the ball through this Korean zone.
Yep, and Korea now are back to full strength, so Korea have the numerical advantage for a few minutes over Belgium. The hands of the Belgian coach up in the air. He is finding life very frustrating down there on the touchline at the moment, as the teams are deadlocked at 1-1. Belgium took the advantage, but Korea straight back into the game through a penalty stroke. They levelled the scores therefore at 1-1, and that is how it stands as we go into the final 15 minutes of this match.
It's always difficult as a coach, isn't it, when your players aren't playing quite as well as you'd like, then the umpiring decisions make a bit of a difference to you.
Absolutely, all of a sudden the little details become big issues, and Belgium working really hard just to try and stop Korea attacking. However, Korea really stepping up the pressure. It has to go all the way back, however, to Chow, number 15, on the right-hand side. But a good tackle there by the Belgium captain, Charlotte de Vos. Just relieves the pressure off the Belgian back line for a few seconds. And they'll be trying to run the clock down, trying to survive the 5 minutes when they are a player down at the moment. So all the Korean players behind the ball. Belgium with a free hit inside the Korean half. Back to Anouk Craze. She's a big player for the Belgian side, and they will look for her experience in the remaining minutes of this second half.
That ball has to come back a lot earlier from the Belgians. Once they get the Koreans over into one side, they really want to get the ball back and round the other side quickly as they can. But they're just taking a bit too long and allowing the Koreans to close them down.
And that may be crucial in these last minutes. Both teams working really hard. You can see the tiredness creeping into the legs when players have to turn and defend and run back. You can almost see the expressions on their face, Neil, thinking, oh, I've got to now get back there and help out, but it is so important.
Absolutely, and as you know, from a forward perspective, it's the second part of the job that they don't like. The scoring of the goals is the bit they love, but it's absolutely critical that the forwards do that work in the first 5 or 10 metres.
Absolutely, so here come Korea again. The Belgium's pressing very hard, so Korea have to go back round the back again, searching for that space just to not, and a great deflection. 2v2 at the back here, Korea breaking into Belgian circle. The player spins but doesn't get anything out of that, and Sun Sung Ho will be disappointed. She didn't make more of that opportunity. Belgium survive.
I think as
another Korean attack.
Sorry, Rona, I think as a coach there, you just want somebody coming out of that attack with an outcome, with a penalty corner or a shot. Spinning to not really create anything is quite frustrating for you as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, outcomes in that final third are absolutely crucial. Stephanie de Groff stepped in to stop them on that occasion. She has been instrumental in the Belgian team over this tournament. And she'll have a few more tackles, I'm sure, to complete before this game finishes. But here come Belgium now on the attack. They have an opportunity to break back at Korea. Jill Boone working extremely hard. And a penalty corner awarded there, Neil. The Korean players not backing off the required 5 metres, and quite rightly so, umpire awards a penalty corner.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the Koreans, it wasn't the player who made the good tackle that didn't get the 5 yards, and she thought it was, because she made a really good tackle. The player ran straight at her. Now this is critical for the Belgians. They've seen, I guess they've seen the Korean defence throughout the tournament. It may well be that they have options and they're just not going to use them just now because of the World Cup. So I guess I wouldn't be surprised if they just go from the strike again, if that's the situation.
Well, here we go. It is that straight sweep again, right into the keeper, and again a fairly routine save. The keeper logs, clears, saves, smothers the ball, and allows her defenders to come in and clear it. And I think having seen a number of Belgian corners now, I think they're quite happy that they're not going to show too much at this stage in this tournament.
It would seem that, because if you were wanting to win this game, you'd have some options that would at least be moving the ball from the top circle. Interesting that we called it before the game about not showing stuff. Maybe we can go back to coaching.
Maybe. I think it's a wee bit more relaxing up here than it is down there on the touchline. So Belgium keeping the pressure on. Here comes Boone again. Lovely individual skills. Surely number 2, but no. Sinia infringing. She has Sinia just making the infringement in front of the keeper. So the whistle goes and Korea allowed to bring it out.
Yeah, just a fantastic drive through. So this is the corner again. No options, just putting it straight into the logging goalkeeper and looking for the ball coming out to the rebounding players just in front. But the Koreans are in there first. Great block off over the Korean players, protecting their goalkeeper and then getting it away. And this is great skills. Goes into the circle. Moves the ball nicely, lifts it in. And then nice pass back. Korean defender gets in front. We've got the shot, good save by the goalkeeper, and then ball given hit out from the umpire.
So it is now in the Belgian defending third, Korea attacking. They have a free hit 5 metres out. What can they make of this? The umpire brings it back to where the infringement was. So just time enough for the Belgian defence to get set up properly. A crucial phase of the game. Again, Korea have the free hit, and a goal at this time, Neil, from a psychological point of view, when players are tired, would be, you would imagine, possibly enough to steal this game.
Yeah, it'll be very difficult for teams to come back losing one now, especially it's the last game of the tournament. The deflation emotionally of losing a goal at this point is quite a lot, and the players will find it really difficult.
Yep, and that looks a bit of a nasty knock to the Belgian. She is trying to get to her feet. It was a collision. She is back up, but she is suffering a little bit. The play continues, and it is fast and furious at the moment. You just need a few calm heads out there. But both coaches urging their players forward. Belgium have a sideline. You can just see there from the replay.
Yeah, I thought the umpires might have stopped it since it's a head knock, and quite often as soon as they see it's a head knock, they stop the play just to check that the player's all right.
So the game has continued. The ball is in the Korean half. It was Simons who took that little knock, but I'm glad to say she is back and on her feet. And the game with the Belgians at the moment, trying to find that one searching pass that could just break the deadlock between these two teams. As we stand at the moment, it is 1-1, but here come Belgium into a great opportunity. Oh, and possibly had time to maybe take the big hit there, Neil. We don't see it.
I would have thought so. I thought it was a good pressure, a good build-up. So good pressure, build-up, cross, and yeah, I think a nice quick hit. The thing for me is that if you don't go for the hit, the goalkeeper knows that you're trying to go to the player at that post and can go there. If you take the stick back for the hit, they have to expect the shot first. So, but Belgian team are young players, and maybe these are the things that will come with a bit of experience.
I'm quite sure it will. Barbara Nell in there breaking hard again forward for Belgium. They have a sideline in the Korean defending quarter, but Korea managed to work it out. Just quite happy and comfortable to knock that ball. It has gone all the way along the sideline. The Korean thought Park, the ball wasn't out. The umpire is signalling a green card. The players a little bit bemused and confused of what's just going on here. The technical delegates are having to do their job. Things are getting a little bit fraught. The umpire has said, he thought the ball had gone off. You continue to play it. So Park now for the second time in this game having to take a 2-minute rest. And as we saw in the last game, at this point, Neil, could be an absolutely crucial phase.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting one. I guess we're this side of the line, so it's difficult for us to see, but certainly couldn't see clearly that the ball had, from our position, whether the ball had gone over the sideline. I thought the Korean forward was very sharp in terms of looking for it. I think the Belgian defenders just need to be careful they don't get relaxed like that and allow something like that to happen.
So we are approaching the final 4 minutes of this match. It has been certainly entertaining. It has been hard fought. Both coaches on the touchlines issuing instructions to their players, urging them on in the closing minutes of this match. Belgium do have the numerical advantage. Can they make it count on this occasion? Barbara Nellen taking it quickly, looking to smash it into the circle, but the Korean defenders pick it up. Charlotte DeVos just trying to win it back there, but Korea now have time to settle themselves at the back. It is a full press from Belgium. They are really trying to put Korea under the cosh, win the ball back high up the pitch, and apply some more pressure on that Korean circle. But Korea in possession on the sideline ball, just happy to throw the ball all the way up the pitch, Neil, just really to try and run the clock down, get back to full strength and force the Belgians all the way back.
I think so, but they've lost their main strike force, haven't they, in Park. She was the one that was making a lot of the really good runs up front. She was the one that was putting the Belgian defenders under pressure. I think what the Belgians, for me, have to do is not get into throwing the ball away. They need to move the ball around to create the space, but there's some cheap turnovers happening that just let the other team get a little bit of psychological advantage, saying, well, you know what, we're going to get this back.
Absolutely, and a good ball through the circle there, but no Belgium attackers connecting on the other end of it. So Korea work the ball back out from the back. It is tense here at Glasgow Green at the moment. Both teams now back to full strength. Park back on the pitch, so is there one more opportunity in this game for either of these teams? We are approaching the final 2 minutes of this game. If it stays as it currently is, at one apiece, it will go to running penalties, but there is still time. Here comes Kim attacking the Belgian circle. Nothing out of it on that occasion, and Belgium now bringing the ball out. They win the free hit, encouraging players to get up the pitch. Jill Boone there for Belgium, just winning her team the free hit, allows them to step forward, allows them to try and play that ball high up into the Korean half, but no connection on that occasion. And here it is going from end to end, but Ray's now with a chance. Great move by Belgium. They're in the Korean circle. Can they produce a bit of magic? It is loose. It's gone all the way to the other side, but they come again along the baseline. Korea having to defend deep on their own defending baseline, looking to get the ball out, and they do so through the aerial ball, but only as far as the halfway line. And here come Korea. They have a free hit, and we are in the final minute of this exciting game. Can one of these teams find that final pass, that final penalty corner possibility to break the deadlock. Korea have it. They change the hole right over to the other side. Driving now at the Belgian circle. In it goes to the circle. The ball's loose. It's back with Korea. What can they do? They just look to hit the ball in. Belgium defence at 6s and 7s. Korea look to take it quickly. Out to the right-hand side. This could be the last opportunity. A great ball in. Defending. Belgium defenders. Yep, scrambling. Oh, and a penalty corner awarded to Korea. The clock will be run down. The time will be out, but the penalty corner will be played. So, what an opportunity for Korea to win this game.
So the Belgians trying to bring the ball out, but the Koreans pressed, got the free ball, and again, a defender coming in from the wrong area. There's always, it's a high risk strategy. You've got to get it absolutely right. Be interesting to see how the Korean coach sets up all these additional players, because he's allowed to take all 10 outfield players up round about the circle now, so that the ball stays in the circle after if there is a rebound.
So here we go, what a finish to this game. The keeper makes a great save. So the game is concluded. Korea won, Belgium won. And now we will go to the very exciting running penalty situation. So here we can see the replay, Neil.
Yeah, ball coming out to the second castle, good drag flick. Keeper in really good stretch with her right foot. Balance wasn't great because she fell backwards on it, but watch it from behind the goal. Goalkeeper goes out, gets set. Unfortunately, she does kind of go wide on her stance, but that allowed her to get her right foot over. Her balance was a wee bit backwards because she fell over, so she wouldn't have got any rebound, but she did clear it. So my question for you, Rona, is we're going to the World Cup. We're just about to have running penalties against one of our teams that we're going to play in the World Cup. 5th, 6th place here doesn't really matter. Do you go with your top players?
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting decision for the coaches now. It's always exciting, the penalty shootout, the running penalty situation. Would it make much of a difference going into the World Cup? Maybe the way the game's gone, the psychological advantage may be more important to the outcome of this game. But we'll never know, Neil. I don't know whether it's the top 5 or not that they use, but it's going to certainly be an interesting next couple of minutes.
Okay, so there's some of the Belgian players standing out, and you don't know whether they're the ones that are going to go with it. But if it's Wouters, who's got 5 caps, and Poveres, who's got 4 caps, maybe the coach is going to give some of the less experienced players an opportunity to take part in this pressure situation.
Well, it certainly is a good opportunity for young players to learn from these experiences, as you say, Neil. 5th and 6th in this tournament. They'll both be disappointed that they're in that position, but they are in that position, and now it's maybe possibly what they can really learn and take from this situation. That may be more important to them in the long run.
Since I didn't play this running shootout, don't know whether you did, do they have 2 or 3 moves that they can have, or do they have a favoured move that they go in and try and use each time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously fairly new to the game. I have been involved in it myself, not only from a playing and coaching point of view. It is a very tense few seconds taking it in for the coach. And yeah, I've seen a couple of techniques, players going in, trying to move the keeper, spinning round the keeper and then slotting it into the goal. Also seen, if the keepers don't come, possibly taking the early shot. They do only have a limited time to get their shot away, and it is pretty tense, so it's going to be interesting, and we will see how it all unfolds as we see just the players preparing themselves. I think the 5 Belgian players are ready. The umpires are just getting themselves ready. It is 8 seconds that the players have to try and score a goal. So it's not a particularly long time. And it's very, very exciting, however, for the crowd. And I'm quite sure we're all looking forward to how the players approach this. And it'll be interesting to see what the goalkeepers decide as well, Neil.
Absolutely. I guess there's two basic techniques. One is come out to try and close the attacker down as they come towards the circle and force them wide so that the shot is taken from a poorer angle. The other one is to try and shave the shot from the goal line. But a lot of the players now use that backhand so well that they take the goalkeeper onto one side, spin out and hit a backhand into the goal.
So here we go for the first running penalty. Belgium taking, Korean goalkeeper ready. The umpires will get it underway. One of the umpires will watch the actual running penalty. The other will be watching the goalkeeper. So, how will it all unfold? So, journey of Belgium, the number 13, stepping up to take Belgium's first running penalty.
Belgium going with their strong squad for this.
There we see that technique, spinning, but she loses control, and it goes wide of the goal, so doesn't quite catch it. So Korea survived
So
that.
she turns round the goalie. Unfortunately, it takes it far too wide, and then the percentage shot from there really difficult because you've got to try and get a bit of lift on it. Reasonable spin, but the goalkeeper got across with her stick very well to force the attacker to a very tight angle.
So Park now for Korea. One of their influential forwards taking their first running penalty. What can she do? Well, an interesting technique there. Certainly entertained the crowd, but executes it superbly well. Lifts it over the keeper, and Korea lead 1-0.
Absolutely fantastic, and the Belgian keeper's not exactly small. This looks really simple, but to get the ball up and down in that sort of area is an excellent skill, and it actually bounces before it goes in. Fantastic penalty.
So number 2 for Belgium now. Korea have the advantage. Belgium really need to score here to keep the pressure on. And again, interesting technique, almost loses her footing, dummy to shot at the top. Keeper goes down, calmly round the keeper. Again, great penalty.
Yeah, really good fake. It's interesting that a number of the players have lost their footing, but goes in, great fake sweep. Keeper goes down to log, just moves the ball to the side, and unfortunately manages to catch up with it.
So Korea this time, second penalty. It's number 12, Kim. Off she goes. And just dwells on the reverse stick before she takes a shot. Keeper stays mobile and clears it with her stick. So possibly the advantage now with Belgium.
Really good play by the goalkeeper. Came out and made the forward work hard. Stayed close, and when the forward took the stick away, managed to get in and take the ball.
So number 3 for Belgium, crucial penalty. Same technique, but the keeper does well to smother it. It's in and around the pads, and the Korean goalkeeper there doing extremely well and stopping De Graaf there for Belgium. So she fails to score, as we see on the replay, Neil.
Yeah, it looks as though she's going to fake, but doesn't actually fake the ball. And because the keeper had seen it before, she stayed up, stayed in front, and really didn't give the Belgian forward much space.
So penalty number 3 for Korea. Chow, number 15, steps forward. This could be a crucial moment in the shootout. Now that is going to be interesting. The umpire deems there is nothing wrong with that, although the player goes toppling over the keeper. So it is a hit out. You can see it here again, Neil.
As she comes forward, the clear thing is here is you don't take it too close to the goalkeeper. Once you get close, the goalkeeper can go down and cover a lot of ground. Belgian keeper did excellently there.
So Barbara Nellen now for Belgium. It is really tight. It's only one apiece. He looks to fake it on reverse. She's fiddling around and just takes too long. She looked pretty undecisive there, Neil. Really not quite sure what she was trying to do.
Absolutely. Some of the players, and again, it's back to are they going to save anything? They really don't seem to have a key plan, and they're not moving the goalkeeper as far as they really could to create the opening.
So can Korea take advantage? The fourth penalty for Korea. Oh, well, that is going to be interesting. It is going to be a retake by the looks of it. The goalkeeper fouled the attacking player. So back it goes. It is going to be a retake. And this is a crucial penalty for Korea.
Yeah, goalkeeper came out and took the player that time rather than the ball.
Some absolutely wonderful skill there to dummy one way. Keeper goes, takes it round again, and Korea lead Belgium 2-1. Here we see it again.
Absolutely, this is a great move. Runs at the keeper, takes the ball one way, keeper's way it goes, and then comes back again before the keeper can do anything. A really nice move, and then runs it into an open goal.
So the final penalty for Belgium. They must score to keep themselves in this shootout. Raised there just a little bit overly keen, goes before the whistle, but she's allowed to bring it back. And she puts the ball wide. Korean goalkeeper doing just enough, so the Korean number 5 doesn't need to take. The Korea win the penalty shootout, and Korea...
So Reyes goes forward. She does well. She goes in towards the keeper, just pulls it to her right and tries to shove it past her, the keeper's left foot into the corner, but because she was off balance, maybe didn't quite get the control that she was looking for to get it into that far post. Goalkeeper gets set, she moves the ball across. Keeper looks as though he had it covered anyway, so excellent job from the Korean goalkeeper.
So Korea win the penalty shootout. It has been an extremely tense, exciting match. It has been end to end. Belgium opened the scoring. Korea levelled it. It stayed 1-1 at full time. We have just witnessed the penalty shootout, and there'll be a lot of things that both teams can take from this match, Neil.
Yes, I think so. Belgians, as we've spoken about before, are a really young side. And they created some good opportunities, some good connections. I think the coach will be slightly disappointed at how some of the easy turnovers, the unforced turnovers that they gave, but they'll have a certain game plan, and he'll go back and have a look at how they played against it. The Koreans worked really hard. They're always a high intensity team. I think they struggle a bit when they don't have Park on up front. She is their key player, their key go-to player. She works incredibly hard to block off the passing around the back. I just think she's an incredible, energetic player.
So there we are, the conclusion of the 5th and 6th playoff. Korea eventually taking the game by the penalty shootout. Korea 2, Belgium 1, and that concludes our coverage of that match. But we have got 2 more matches remaining. The bronze medal match coming up. South Africa versus Spain, and that will be followed later on this afternoon by the final, Ireland versus the USA. But I'd just like to thank Neil Sturrock for joining me in the commentary box, and we will be back later on to bring you full coverage of the third and fourth playoff match. Thank you very much.
The best of Scotland is right on your doorstep this year. Hundreds of events are taking place across Scotland to celebrate Homecoming 2014. So you won't have to travel far to find them. Homecoming 2014, a year of brilliant moments right on your doorstep.